Hey everybody, it is the Investor Bro talk time. Like I said, I am a sort of an investor slash collector. I mostly do sealed products, but I do have singles, and I just started rapidly getting into the singles because I seen the gains. Because my son's a collector, he has tons of awesome cars, alt arts, all kinds of stuff, and his gains have been ridiculous over the last year, just insane. Like his collection is basically doubled in price. I think some cars have 300-400% gains, some cars 80% gains. It's ridiculous. So it's like, there's a lot of people who are against calling Pokemon an investment, but like I said, there's somebody who bought a pair of Jordans in 1985 and maybe never touched them. They're selling for thousands and thousands of dollars. How is that not like an investment? You know what I mean? Sorry, a little dry throat. So I wanted to look at some of these numbers. I wanted to go, to the extreme and look at like Team Up and compare it to the stock market prices at the time, and then maybe move on to some modern and see some of these numbers here. So let's go back to Team Up. That came out in February of 2019. The Nasdaq was sitting around 7,288.35. The S&P 500 was sitting at 2779.76, and the Dow Jones was at 25,239 and some change. And now, currently, the Nasdaq has gone up from that time, when Team Up came out, 167.87%. So that's pretty good, 167.87%. The S&P 500 is up 116.78. and the Dow Jones is up 75.53. So the tech-heavy Nasdaq always seems to be the one that has the biggest gains. You can win and lose a lot more in there's a lot of startup companies like that. So the Nasdaq is definitely more volatile. I guess I would compare that to more like the singles market if you were comparing, but it really doesn't. You know what? We can't even compare collectibles and the stock market. You can only compare percentage gains or percentage losses. That's all you can compare. So with the Dow is like that, the one where you put your money, you just let it slow burn and take its time. You put it in the S&P 500, you're definitely going to get bigger gains, a little bit more risk than the Dow Jones, but not quite as much risk as the Nasdaq. And the Nasdaq is the one where you just hand over foot. There's new startups that that are in there that come and go. Some of these companies might be here today, gone tomorrow. There goes your money like that. But you can invest in portfolios that have groups of companies in them, so you're not just investing in one. So one company could perform really bad, but a bunch of them perform good, and you won't have to worry about your money, in a good investment portfolio. But anyway, so we seen the gains. So the Nasdaq had the best gains from 2019 to today's date of 167%. Team Up booster boxes. Team Up booster boxes are up 4,300%. 4,300%. Not 167% like the Nasdaq, 4,300. So back in 2019, people were getting, I think some people might have got sub 100 Team Up boxes. I know Team Up sold out fast, but I wasn't buying Team Up boxes. Me and my son bought packs, and that was it at that time, because I remember ripping some packs and actually buying the Latios, not the alt art one, the regular one, off of eBay at that time. I still have that. It's still in my eBay sale. If I keep scrolling way back, it's in there, and a few other Pokemon cards at the time for my son. But yeah, that was 6 years ago. So if you were to go and put $10,000 and you would have bought 100 Team Up booster boxes, that $10,000 would be worth $440,000 right now. We're talking about a house in a lot of parts in America. $440,000. That's what those Team Up boxes would be worth right now, because those things are selling right now for $4,400. They've doubled since last year at this time. $4,400. Those are eBay sales that happened today, yesterday, this week. It's insane. But if you were to put your money into one of these other stocks here, let's say you put it in the Nasdaq. Let me pull up my percentage calculator here. So you go into the Nasdaq here. So $10,000 in the Nasdaq at that same time. So 10,000 in the team up booster boxes, which got you 100 booster boxes. You're sitting on $440,000 right now. 10,000 in a nice Nasdaq portfolio. So we're looking at like putting in 10,000, and the percentage on that was 167.87. You would be looking at 26,787. So your 10,000 in the Nasdaq would have got you $26,787 into today. If you left that in there for 6 years, that's how much you would have. But if you would have bought team up booster boxes, you would be sitting on $440,000 worth of booster boxes. And yes, it costs money to move those booster boxes, but after you're done paying all your overhead or your fees wherever you're selling, you will have way more than $26,787. That is insane. That is insane. So, like I said, if anybody ever like looks at you funny, oh, you should have Bitcoin, blah blah blah. They always do that. They always do that stuff. Always talk about something like when people talk about Pokemon as an investment, it has become that. Base set booster boxes are what, $150,000, $250,000? Why? A base set booster box. I'm pretty sure if you bought a bunch of base set booster boxes, or the equivalent of money in the Nasdaq back in 1999, you would be way ahead on the base set booster boxes that are $250,000 each. I mean, I don't even have to look at the numbers. We already know that that's what that is. So yeah, I mean, it's a gamble, but over time, Pokemon always goes up. Over time, not every company goes up. Some companies lose too much and lose a lot and they go down, and you can lose a lot of money on that one. So team up is an extreme. That's an extreme, right? So how about we go to Lost Thunder, the set right before team up. Those gains have been 793.75%. So if you put $10,000 into Lost Thunder booster boxes, or 10,000 in the stock market at that time, the Lost Thunder booster boxes went out. You'd be sitting on $89,375. $89,000. With the Dow Jones, you'd be sitting at just under 27,000. $89,000. Okay, so maybe you bought the box after team up, Unbroken Bonds. That's up 875%. So you'd be sitting at 97,000. Right? I mean, that's insane. 97,000 if you bought $10,000 with Unbroken Bonds booster boxes. And they were about the same, $100 or so. Lost Thunder, on the Lost Thunder one, those were selling for 80. Those were selling for 80. That's as low as, I think that's about the low that those were going back then. So those were selling for 80. I know I was looking at booster boxes for sets right before that. And because me and my son just opened packs, I was like, maybe it'd be better just to go on eBay and buy booster boxes. And yeah, Lost Thunder and those sets before Ultra Prism and stuff were like $80 a booster box. So I think I've seen them even as low as like 68 back then. So like I said, you would outperform. How about we go to something more modern? Let's do like Paldea Vault. It's a nice little set. It just kind of had some good gains recently. Paldea Vault on 6/9/23 it released. I think the lowest people were probably getting boxes were in the high 80s, but I'm for this one, I only was able to get boxes for right around 95. That's the cheapest I ever got them for. So Paldea Vault is up 191.61% since June of 2023. The Dow Jones is up 31.96%. Got the Dow Jones beat by 160%. The S&P 500 is up 40.67%. Got them beat by 150%. And the NASDAQ, the tech-heavy NASDAQ, the best performing of the three big markets right there, the NASDAQ is up 47.05%. And Paldea Vault is up 101.69. I kept saying 191, my bad. 191 is what they're selling for. So 101.69 as opposed to 31, 40, and 47% gains from June of 2023 to now. So I mean, we don't even have to do the math there. The winner is Paldea Vault right there. If you were to put your money into those booster boxes, I'm not saying this is not me telling you what to do with your money. This is me just showing you a little bit of information. You go and do this yourself. Go on a Omni calculator, look at percentage. You can put initial value, final value. You can put initial value and a percentage increase. You can put a initial value and a dollar amount increase. You can do all this stuff right on your computer or with your calculators, whatever. I got a few different HP calculators and stuff to do all this stuff for you, so you don't have to mess your brain up trying to figure these numbers out. But like I said, yeah, anytime you put your money in Pokemon right now, it's going to work wonders for your bottom line. It's going to actually help you out. But like I said, you do have to take into consideration that selling fees and all that stuff on both. I mean, in stocks too, you got stockbrokers and stuff that got to get paid. So yeah, you have selling fees and trade fees. You got all these fees. So we're not taking into account any fees, nothing like that. This was just straight up the black numbers right here, not the red, the green. This is straight up right in all the black numbers, all the important numbers. And after that, it just goes to show that yes, these are investments. I don't care what anybody says. Like I said, I'm always in the comments. I always get that one Bitcoin investor bro who never invested in Bitcoin, but always says, yeah, if you've invested the same in Bitcoin, please go. I don't even trust Bitcoin. There's a reason they make shows called Bitcon and all that kind of stuff. There is no Pokemon Con stuff like, that's rampant. You have to make sure that you do your due diligence. If you're going to go buy stuff, see pictures and all that stuff. I just seen I went to go look at Evolving Skies while I was doing this data dive here, but I didn't feel like using Evolving Skies because Evolving Skies just would have blew all those numbers out the water. I wanted to use Team Up and then, Palda Evolved here. So I went on Evolving Skies to see what the last booster box sales were, and they're going for, I think, $1,300, $1,400, and I seen one for $1,250, but and it was with acrylic case. They tried to make it look all nice, and then it sold. But when I zoomed in, there was no registered trademark over the N on the Pokemon on the plastic. All the balls on the plastic were the same size. On the back, it was missing the mixed materials box. The cross hatch and everything was dark, like extra too dark. I mean, so hopefully somebody really didn't. I feel bad because, like I said, you need to know what the hell you're buying. If you're buying something for $1,200, just don't go in there and say, oh, shoot, there's an Evolving Skies box for $150 under market and push that button. Don't do that. There's nothing that. We're in a time where you're not getting a deal on nothing. Nobody's giving you any deals at all. My middleman distributor that I use because I don't have distribution was selling, so Scarlet and Violet. The beginning of Scarlet and Violet, there was a point where I was able to get Scarlet and Violet base set ETBs for $210 a case. That's $21 a unit. $21 a unit. They're selling them for $65 a unit now for Scarlet and Violet base set ETBs. They sent out their price list, $1,050 for a prismatic ETB case. That's $105 each. They're going for about $120, so there's a $15. I mean, this is like they're almost like they don't need us anymore. Those guys that used to buy extra. I mean, I'm not sure. I would love to try to get into like with Pokemart and all that kind of stuff right now. You charge. I think it used to be $90 a month, and then you got to buy from his allocation, which is kind of a cool thing, But like they don't need us right now. Literally, Pokemart could just sit there and sell all his stuff and he wouldn't need When it comes down to it, sometimes they get so much stuff, and then they'll supply stores and guys like me and stuff like that. But like right now, the stuff is selling itself; it's flying off shelves. But anyway, like I said, this stuff here is highly investable. I am not a investment broker. I am not an investment professional. I am none of that stuff. I'm a regular person who buys stuff and sees realized gains and just wanted to talk about it. So don't take my advice as written in stone, the Bible of Pokemon investing. Do your own due diligence, do your own data dives, do all that stuff, make spreadsheets, do what you got to do. We'll go watch Pika Pika Papa. I like his data dives, really good. But you do have the back check stuff. He's always really on point. I know he's probably in some kind of financial stuff or whatever. His spreadsheets are nice. But yeah, like I said, this stuff is highly investable. Don't let nobody tell you that it's a bad investment. You're wasting your money. It's all gonna crash. Blah blah blah. Hey, the stock market has crashed many times throughout the history. So Pokemon markets could crash. They could decide to end the TCG altogether. Who knows? Do I see that happening anytime soon? No. Could I see that happening in the next 50 years or so? Maybe. We never know. We never know. Things don't always here to stay. Some things come and go. But anyway, that's the end of this discussion. End of the Poke Bro investing kind of stuff right here. Like I said, go ahead, do your own data dives, and you will see it's a highly investable, collectible. I mean, and there's a lot of money to be made. And like I said, even if you don't have allocation, you can get your stuff from places like GameStop, Best Buy, and just sit on it for a little bit. You know what I mean? Just sit on that stuff. A lot of people don't like when you buy and flip real fast, because scalpers, if you compare it to day trading, people who are in and out of their trades for like a minute or so are called scalpers. People who are in and out of their trades anywhere from like 5 minutes to a couple hours, they're called intraday traders. And you got the people that are in trades for multiple days and not years. That's stock market stuff. But day trading people, they're in their trades, the swing traders. So apparently if you buy something and sell it right away, you're a scalper. But like I said, we're hearing that distribution is selling to stores at above MSRP. So you like it or not, this is what the nature of it is. If you don't like something, you don't have to invest in it. But you're not going to get everything you want. You're not going to get those products that you want. You're not getting prismatic evolutions. If it pops up at the store and you get it, you're lucky. Go get something else. There's so many different things to get. So many other things to get. And you know what? If you want to open packs, don't buy prismatic above MSRP to open packs, because there's a lot of other stuff that's at MSRP or below. Have fun opening packs like that. If you're an investor, go ahead and buy cases at $1,000 for prismatic ETBs, because one day they are going to be worth a lot. If you're in it for the long haul, you're in it for the long haul. All right, man. I will see you guys on the next video. I am out.